And here is the Writer's Almanac for Thursday. It's the 8th of February, 2018. It's the birthday of John Grisham, born in Jonesboro, Arkansas, 1955, a successful lawyer who then set out to write legal thrillers. He read an article in Writer's Digest magazine about the rules of suspense, and he used that formula to write a thriller about a law student who realizes that the firm he works for is connected to the mafia. That was The Firm. It was his first huge bestseller in 1991. It's the birthday of the poet Elizabeth Bishop, born in Worcester, Massachusetts, 1911. She was a very methodical writer, published only 101 poems in her lifetime, but she wrote thousands and thousands of letters. Elizabeth Bishop said, "I sometimes wish that I had nothing or a little more to do but write letters to the people who are not here." 1910, on this day, the Boy Scouts of America was incorporated in the United States, establishing Scout law. Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. It's the birthday of the poet Liesl Müller, born Hamburg, Germany, 1924. Her father was a German intellectual targeted by the Nazis, so the family moved to Evansville, Indiana, when she was 15 years old. Won the National Book Award, the Pulitzer Prize for her poetry. Liesl Müller, who said, "I find it boring to be constantly writing about myself. There are so many other more interesting people in the world." And it's the birthday of Jules Verne, the father of science fiction, born in Nantes, France, 1828, who, in his books, which he wrote by candlelight, he described inventions very similar to modern airplanes and automobiles, skyscrapers, radio, and fax machines. Here's a poem for today by David Wagner, "My Father Laughing in the Chicago Theater." His heavy body would double itself forward at the waist, swell, and come heaving around to slam at his seat back, making the screws groan and squawk down half the row as it went tilting under my mother and me, under whoever was out of luck on the other side of him. Like a boxer slipping punches, he'd lift his elbows to flail and jerk, and his wide-open mouth would boom out 4 deep haws to the end of his breath. He was laughing at Burns and Allen, or Jack Benny in person, or at his limitless engagement with Groucho Chico and Harpo. While my mother sat there between us, gazing at the stage and chuckling placidly, I watched with amazement the spectacle of a helpless father, unmanned, disarmed by laughter. The tears would dribble from under his bifocals, as real as sweat. He would gape and gag, go limp, and spring back to life. I would laugh too, but partly at him, afraid of becoming him. He could scowl anywhere, be solemn or blank in church or going to work, turn grim with a cold chisel, or he could smile at babies or football games, but he only laughed there, in that theater, and up the aisle and through the lobby to the parking lot and all the way home. I'd see the glow on his cheeks fade to the usual hectic steel mill sunburn. A poem by David Wagner, "My Father Laughing in the Chicago Theater," from Traveling Light, published by University of Illinois Press and used by permission here on the Writer's Almanac. Supported by the Poetry Foundation, publisher of Poetry Magazine, the oldest monthly devoted to discovering and publishing new voices in poetry. You can browse 100 years of poetry and become a subscriber at poetryfoundation.org. Produced by Joy Biles, engineered by Noah Smith. Be well, do good work, and keep in touch.